Okay, so I feel like this actually works. Kitty. Um, my boyfriend got me a phone for Christmas, and it was honestly the most beautiful gift because I have been saying that I've been wanting to do YouTube videos for a long time, and the thing that was kind of stopping me was the fact that my other camera just did not have the storage. It did not. It was just not going to work. So I'm actually just gonna do like a test video. I had a thought yesterday. I was driving and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, now that I have the gear, I really don't have any excuses. However, I still find myself resistant, and I can do all the minds at work, I can do all the things. However, the biggest thing is actually just going to allow this process to be somewhat of a sacred experiment, especially at the start. And then I'm going to kind of refine as I go and figure out how I want to create, kind of like go through that messy process of like, how do I want to edit, etc., etc., etc. What videos do I like to film? Do I want to do more like vlogging style videos? Do I want to do other things? So I think this is a good experiment for me. I'm house sitting or I'm cat sitting for my partner and I are cat sitting in Kitsilano, and the area is really beautiful. The mountains are over there. We're gonna make breakfast, and then I have had a vintage store that I've been wanting to go to for a while, and just like where we usually live, it's not close by. It's called Cherry Picked Vintage. And one of my intentions for 2026 is to just thrift more and kind of like spend less on either not just fast fashion, because I feel like I don't really do that as much anymore, but just on like new stuff. I feel like usually there's always things in the thrift store, and they're really good quality. And I think I've realized that, like, you know, not that I'm not gonna buy new stuff ever, but I think for me, I've realized like some of my patterns with spending money and being a wealthy woman is this old pattern of like wanting to look wealthy and prove that I have money rather than, I don't know what the opposite would be. But one of the things I really want to do this year is actually just be more conscious of where I'm directing my money to. And the fact of the matter is like, like for example, like glassware or like mugs. Like most of us don't need to go buy a brand new like crappy mug. Pottery, that's different. Or like I was thinking my brother's wedding is coming up in Mexico. I'm like, okay, I have a dress. I have many dresses in my closet. Or if I am wanting to buy something, can I first look at the thrift store? Can I first look at like an online store like Vinted or Thrifted? Can I go into my local community or like ask a friend if they have anything? I think there's just this like such consumerism, and I've been really working on not just boundaries in other areas of my life, but also boundaries in the sense of containment of my energy. And I feel like this is kind of the next area I want to go into, is like containment with my finances, not just spending money here, there, and everywhere, but actually like holding wealth at a different degree or having a different relationship with money. I feel like my relationship with money is actually pretty grounded, but I think this is kind of the next chapter. Yeah. So I went to Whole Foods the other day after I went to the sauna. And again, we don't have a Whole Foods close to where we usually are. And so we need to use this salmon up. We have a leftover onion from, I have no idea what it was from, one time when we made dinner here. And we're gonna do, I think, an omelet with salmon and onion and maybe some greens. And then we're gonna go for a walk. It's about a 30-minute walk to get to the vintage place. We could drive, but it's one of those days where it's not sunny in Vancouver, but you could definitely walk here, getting fresh air and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and we're debating on whether or not to go out for dinner tonight. Because we have gift cards that we want to use up. It'll be nice to like also have dinner more downtown. So yeah, we're considering going for dinner either tonight. I'm going to get matcha, but one of the first things that Matthew and I bonded over is our mutual love for matcha, but it's kind of growing on me. He says he doesn't know if we can be together anymore. The way that I have this set up right now is crazy, but my Octobuddy was just not working. I think the iPhone 17 it's not super heavy, but it's also not, maybe it just doesn't work for a mirror, which is a problem. What I was saying though is it's about 4:30. Our reservation is at 7:15, and I'm gonna start getting ready somewhat now, or at least I'm gonna wash my hair, did all my stuff, because I really hate leaving things to last minute. I'm gonna blow dry my hair. I'm gonna put on some music, and then I'm gonna wait to do my makeup. But I think that's the plan. Yeah, that's basically the plan. We ended up doing some shopping. I got something from Aritzia, and then I did get something from the vintage store, and then I was like, ooh, maybe I need to rein it in a little bit, but I think it'd be fun to do a little shopping haul because I got a lot of cute stuff in the past couple days, either from like going to markets or going to like the local stores around here. I did get something from Aritzia, and I told myself I was going to not get anything new. However, once you see it on, which there was a clip before, it's really cute, and I feel like this kind of aligns to the aesthetic of somewhat of how I want to dress in 2026. It's very classy, it's giving kind of trust fund and elegant, and I really enjoy that aesthetic. So I'm gonna find some girly tunes, and I'm going to blow dry my hair, and that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna listen to Adela. She was one of the girls that didn't make it into Cat's Eye, and I'm really enjoying her music and like solo career. Sometimes if I don't have someone in mind for when I'm getting ready, because you always have to have a good playlist when you're getting ready, or background music, to feel like a main character in your life. Either on YouTube, just search up like playlists for like makeup and getting, doing my hair, or SoundCloud is good too, because then it's sometimes like a DJ mix. Sugar and Spice on SoundCloud does these really good DJ mixes for whatever astrology month or zodiac it is of the month, and those are really good. But I think we're gonna do Adele today. She's just so cute. She's so cute. We're gonna do Death by Devotion. I don't have a round brush, so we're making do with what we have, but I think it's fine. It's just doesn't have that much volume. He knows I get really anxious about time. I hate being late. I fucking hate being late. Where to me, getting to the restaurant at 7:15 is late. Like, we should be there technically at 7 or 7:05. So it's something we've had to meet in the middle with in our relationship, because he doesn't like getting places too early. But I guess that's what being in a relationship is about a little compromise. We have 5 Seconds of Summer, the new album, on. I used to be obsessed with them when I was a teenager, and I've been re-listening to them, and the new album is so far think actually their best era yet. We're gonna do my makeup. I have a little glass of wine while I do my makeup. I really don't drink that often. I find I drink more around the holidays just because we're in so many situations where that feels like the vibe and it feels aligned. However, yeah, I would say soberish. I feel, something that I've really been discovering is I was actually sober for the first half of my 20s, for a majority of the first half of my 20s, and then had different periods where I've been sober for a year, sober for 6 months. And something I've really landed on is that completely removing alcohol from my diet for spirituality or health reasons just doesn't actually feel in alignment to me. It feels more true to just kind of trust my body, and if I want to have a glass of wine randomly, then that's okay. If I want to be sober after this glass of wine for the next 6 months, that's okay. But I really don't like living in extremes. That does not feel congruent in who I am as a person, and it feels much more natural to my expression to kind of just go with the flow and see what my body needs in the different seasons of life. So yeah, nice little glass of wine. It looks like a white. I'm gonna hold this weird. It looks like a white, but it's actually a rosé, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm also excited for dinner. I love going for dinner. I love going out to eat. I love getting dressed up, and I'm considering wearing my new shirt from Aritzia, but it doesn't really go with anything else I packed. So we'll see if we can make it work, but I don't think we can. I recently learned it's actually important to do your blush before your cover up, and then if you need to reapply. I don't know, I just found I think it was like a makeup artist that was saying this, and honestly, I think it's actually been better for my makeup. My makeup doesn't really take that long unless I'm really going for it. It takes all of 10 minutes. I just don't have the time or the energy to do anything longer. Setting powder by Laura Mercier. I also recently just learned how to use this properly. I thought you just like pat it and but apparently I learned this a few months ago, you need to like pat it into your skin first to kind of break it up, and then you go in. So I always go in under my eyes, and I have to get more. But the funny thing is, when I first started in YouTube, I used to do YouTube videos. I started in makeup and fashion and things like that, and I really had no clue what I was doing, but the audacity that I had and the confidence I had at 14 really makes me proud, and I think it's actually why I am the way I am today. I take very bold, courageous action, and I think it's also prepared me to be a little bit fearless about posting online, because I've been doing this for well over a decade. And it's funny because I was really bullied for doing it in high school. I wasn't like huge or anything on YouTube either, but people found out I had a YouTube channel, and people would like bully me by saying my where the hell is the lid? By saying where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. By saying my YouTube username to me in the hallways. It was brutal, and then that inspired me to leave school and go live in the jungle. But it's funny because some of those girls still stalk me, and I'm like, oh, still obsessed with me, but that's fine. This is my first time opening it. I think I might just do a seasonal subscription or something, or I'll cancel it. I'm not sure yet. But there's a lot of scents going on. But I think the main ones are cardamom, like lemon rind, sweet orange. Middle notes are like mimosa, violet leaf, clove bud. There's obviously other stuff too. And then like under notes are like sandalwood, patchouli, red cedar. I feel like it's gonna be a bit earthy. They're really beautifully packaged, and I'm actually gonna do like a bigger video on it, probably like on my Instagram at some point. But they're very beautifully packaged. It's all sustainable packaging. Let's see. And it's a true perfume. So let's see. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think I'm so used to wearing gourmand scents, like so much vanilla. So anytime I'm kind of like, do I like this? Do I not like this? It's a great winter scent. It's just, I'm not used to wearing it. I am going to wear it tonight. I'm going to see how Matthew likes it. I think I'll have to wear it for a few weeks and actually see if I like it. And if I don't like it, maybe give it to like my sister. What I do love, and like what gets me with the marketing, is that I do love that it's kind of like, you can never get this scent again. You know, it's like the 2026 winter perfume, which is great marketing, and I appreciate that. However, I feel like I'm such a perfume girly, especially like organic, nicely made perfumes. And it's something that I consume a little bit too much of, and I would like to actually use the perfumes that I have instead of just collecting them. However, I kind of forgot this was on subscription, so I'm happy I have it. We'll see if I like it. It's kind of growing on me. It's like very faint. It's very grounding, which I appreciate, but I'll have to do a whole video review on it, but it's definitely growing on me. I think it's one that you kind of need to let like almost like sink into the skin a bit more.